Welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast. I got another special episode right here for the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour Series, Houston, South Texas Matchplay, Houston versus San Antonio. Now, I'm going to have two of the members tonight. I don't know if they're lovers, boyfriends, husband, wife. Just kidding. I got two good buddies, they're roommates right here tonight. I got Scott Cunningham and CJ Gomez. Thanks, guys.
We are actually related, by the way. We're related.
Related. It's incest.
Okay. I was gonna say, just because it says it on a certificate doesn't mean that y'all are related, right? Blood related. Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. I appreciate it. Like I said, I got 6 and 7 right now. Tonight, we're knocking these out right here, and so I'm hearing some great responses from you guys right here. So let's get right into it. Okay, so Scott, I'm going to start with you right here. So what really has drawn you into the Alamo City Golf Trail?
So 2014 was looking for, we all love playing golf, but you're looking for, I guess, competition junkie, where everybody kind of operates by the same rules, everybody governs one another. It's a little different than the average, hey, I play with these guys on Sunday. And then so when I joined, realized that great group of guys. I mean, overall, great group of guys. Not just from the sense of our love of golf, but also the fact of that, you get each other's lives. You look forward to every couple of weeks, seeing the guy, see what's going on. You've seen the fact of, in fact, Andy, I think I met you. We had a member pass away, Alan McFarland, and we had a charity event for him out of Brack. And it just goes to show you that it's. Golf is very uniting as far as that's concerned. So you get a little bit of the competition. Everybody genuinely wants to play well. There's very few guys that you look at the tee sheet a couple days before, and it's you're like, oh man, I got to play with that guy. Usually it's very like, okay, all right, and CJ and I sit here at home, and the tee times are out. Okay, cool. And we look and we talk about who we're playing with, and 99% of the time it's like, oh yeah, great guys. It'll be a good day.
Now, CJ, what has really drawn you into the trail? Because, I've had the privilege of knowing you just a little bit before Scott. My first recollection of Scott was Jeremiah and I think Odie, we were playing at Willow. And some guy drives up in a red, white, and blue, decked out red, white, and blue. And he's also got I got the newest Cobra red, white United States edition. And I'm just like, man, this dude's gun ho, man. I mean, like, I love my country. Don't get me wrong. I love my country. And I'm like, you know what? You don't like this country, get the hell out, okay? I'm one of those type of guys. But I'm just like, Scott's just a little bit of a United States of America overkill, And so I'm like, I'm never gonna say anything negative about my country in front of this guy.
Well, he is retired military, so that's part of it, I'm sure. But he's really Scott's the one that got me into Alamo City Golf Trail, because when I used to play a lot of tournament softball and travel and play everywhere. And then I hurt my knee, and Scott was like, well, why don't you start playing golf? We can pair up for team events and stuff like that. He said, play some solo events, and then, maybe you can establish your handicap, and that'll, help us in the team events. So that's really how I started, and I really enjoy it. It's kind of an easy transition from playing all that tournament softball to golf. It's the same, like, you meet the same great guys that I would playing softball, playing golf. Me and Scott, we're family, so we get to spend a lot of time together, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Now, in speaking with some of the other members of this team, it seems like as you get into this, you play more and more events. And I know Scott, I know I saw you have a bag already, right? You've had a bag previously from. Is this your first time being on a team, or? Yeah, see, so I think you had a bag previously, with your name on it, representing the trail. And I think it seems like as guys get further and further along in these competitions, like their goals kind of change. Hey, I met some good guys. I met some people like minded, and then I'm scratching that competitional itch. Now it's like you want something a little bit more. So would you say that's what keeps you coming back and continually wanting to compete?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's you know, it's all about the, like I said, either a competition junkie or just the feel to try and play under fire, um, which it ramps up pretty quickly. Especially at places like Bracken Willow, where you're in on a par three and there's people watching you. And um, but yeah, I honestly, I'm gonna play golf anyway. So why not make it where I'm going to pay money to play golf? So why not play? It's always good guys. Everything's done by the rules. Um, there's really very little, once people get their handicap established, there's not a whole lot of, questions about people's handicaps or how it's established. Travis tends to set up the courses more difficult than you would see on a normal, just a weekend round. So it's yeah. I mean, it's just more about the fun and the guys, and I just enjoy getting out there and seeing everybody and trying to do my best. But if I have a day, then that's okay too.
CJ, what keeps you coming back to the trail?
Actually, like Scott said, we would be playing golf regardless. So, you can playing in these tour events, you can win little money, win gift cards to play golf. You know, it's competition. That's one thing that I really noticed too. Last weekend we played. It wasn't an official practice round, but we actually that's how we got paired together. We had to beat some of our teammates, which we did. And
Yes. I want to hear this. This is what I'm here. I want to hear this story. I want to. I know.
Really.
Break it down for me, dude. There's some suspense, man.
I tell you what, it got competitive, man. Like, and I think, I'm new to this. I'm new to the match play deal, and I think it's going to be really fun. Like the whole, Ryder Cup style. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, guys, tell me a little bit about this because I know because y'all are family, y'all are roommates. You expressed with Travis, the opportunity to partner up and to play on the same team. To partner up for one of the events, one of the 2-ball or 4-ball, right? And then I, because Travis has included me on the email, and so I'm seeing that like, hey, pending a match at River Crossing, and plus you get to play at River Crossing. Or is it
that's
River
correct.
Hill?
Yes.
Oh, so y'all get to play at a freaking top-notch course, a course that's hard to get on, and it goes down to the freaking wire. All right, so give us the details on what happened.
Okay, so once I made the team from the summer, CJ finished fourth. Me and him would have actually tied if some things had gone a different way, and it actually went down the wire on that in Northern Hills. So when on that second day, I mentioned to Travis like, "Hey, doesn't it make sense to put me and CJ together?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. I'm not putting you with CJ." A lot of it is his strategy on how he puts people together. So then all 4 tournament events I'd mentioned to him like, well, me and CJ won 2 team events. We're a pretty strong team. And out of the blue, he called me and said, "Hey, all right, here's the deal. I'm willing to give you all a shot, but you have to play Jason Sandoval and Rick Hoinsey. And by the way, Rick Hoinsey works at River Crossing. That's his home course." Yeah.
Wow.
And me and CJ, neither one of us had played that course before.
Yep.
And I go, "Okay, so what's the downside?" And he goes, "Well, there really isn't one. If y'all don't win." He had gone with I was supposed to play with Sean Vidal, and CJ was going to play with Doc DeCosmo. And I go, "Okay, so it's a win-win." And we get out there, and literally from the get-go, it fell apart quick. We were 3 down after 4 holes. And I birdied number 2. Jason Sandoval rolled in a birdie right after me on number 2. And we were 3 down after 9. It's funny, though, because me and CJ never really talked about it. We're like, I usually have my, all right, cool. We're 3 down. We got 9 holes left to play. We got to win 1 hole every 3 holes, and we're back in the match. But we never really even talked about that. It was just like, keep making our swings. We'll be okay.
Keep playing.
We probably could have closed it out. We could have won 17. We kind of screwed that up.
I think it was 17. We ended up. I think we tied. It was down to the wire. We tied 18. We were tied. I think the last 3 holes is where we caught up, and we ended up tying. And then Scott made a good putt on 18 to make sure it stayed tied. So then Travis was like, hey, well, let's go playoff holes. So we went to number 1, teed off from there. We were actually both on in 2. I had a long birdie putt. I put it probably within about a foot. So I had par for sure. And Scott probably had about he was pin high, probably about a 20, 25 footer, and made it for birdie to win it.
No way.
So, yeah. And Jason Sandoval actually hit his drive, I think, in a bunker. And he ended up, he was having a hard time getting out. I think he got out of the bunker, but barely. So he was kind of out of it. And Rick had a par putt, so he could have tied me, but Scott made the birdie to win it. So it was awesome, man. Scott made some clutch putts at the end that really, and I mean that's the thing. Like with us, when we play together, like we kind of feed off of each other a little bit. And just this year, we started playing better together. I don't know why. It just out of the blue, we just started team events. We were winning, and even if we weren't winning, we were finishing up towards the top.
Man, that's a hell of a way to get what y'all have been wanting, is to partner up for a badass event as the South Texas Matchplay, is for Scotty to roll in a freaking 20+ foot putt to do it on the 19th hole, at hole 1.
Yeah.
We never led that match. Like I said, we never led it until I rolled in the putt and we won. Like we were literally, we got it back tied with 3 holes left to play, but.
All right,
yeah.
So tell me, guys. Like y'all previously stated, and everybody else, is that y'all kind of for the most part know each other, and you know it when the tee sheets come out. So how was it in that match? Was it getting kind of thick? Were y'all talking less and less, or was there more pressure, or was it just a fun match, or were the competitive juices really starting to flow?
Well, I think, and on my part, we don't really. Scott will tell me little things here and there, but for the most part, like when I play, and this is the day I shot and I broke 80 for the first time at Brack, and that day, like I'm starting to learn to where I just play shot by shot, hole by hole, and whatever happens at the end, Scott's more of the analytical, like we need to do this, this, and this. And I figure, I just play my best shot. And if it works out, it works out. That's the way I play. Scott's a little different than me, though. He's been playing a lot longer.
I just want to know, was it getting thick? That's what I want to know. I want to know, was it getting thick? Were y'all feeling any type of pressure?
No. From the get-go, that's why I think we start off so bad. Immediately, Travis put out the link. He named it the match of the century. It out there, right? So, and then we walk on the drive range, and Jason Sandoval's already there. And he really walked over and goes, I don't really want to smile or talk to either one of you right now.
Yeah, he did say that.
Because,
yes.
But the thing is, I think, there was pressure there, but it's one of those things that the pressure's already there. We both know it was there. There's no reason to really we didn't talk about it. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, CJ, it's simple, man. We just got to play better. And no reason to even add to it. We already both knew it. Everybody knew it. Travis is screaming and hollering, and They're all sitting on 18, and it was they. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's awesome and at the same time horrifying to have people sitting around. But you kind of get used to that through the year because, like I said, this tournament at Brack, the dudes are all lined up there drinking their beers,
They got
watching
the peanut gallery.
People are clapping or booing or watching your ball go down the car path out of bounds. But I think that's why I think our record is good because I don't know if Houston has that kind of stuff going on. But by the time you got there, you already know you know how it feels. You're already familiar with the feeling of you just have to focus in and do the best you can. And if it goes sideways, it goes sideways.
Well, like a good buddy of ours, Jeremiah Sierra, always says, "You're battle tested. You're battle tested."
Exactly.
All right, guys. As we move on in this interview here, CJ, Scott, let me know what are the handicaps y'all are currently at right now?
Go ahead, Scott.
I think I'm in 9.4. I think that's what. Actually, take that back. I think Travis is because the way they do it. I think I'm down to. I have to play to an 8. In Houston.
All right, good. So the next time we play, Scott, that means you're giving me strokes because you took my money. You took my money the last time we played it against the last time we played. All right, so that means I'm gonna get strokes. CJ,
he won't give me strokes anymore. I'm an 18.8 is what I'm at.
Oh man, hey, I'm right there, man. I'm going the opposite direction. I used to be trending more towards Scott. Now, CJ, I'm going more towards you.
Hey, my goal for next year is to get down to at least a 15 or a 14, hopefully.
Nah, dude, you're right on track, man. All right, guys, favorite course in the Alamo City Golf Trail? CJ, go for it.
Mine is probably, I would have to say probably Cedar Creek. And only because it's a very difficult course, and you have to think a lot when you play. It's not just, you really have to be on your P's and Q's to play well there. And it kind of evens the when you're playing against somebody who's a lower handicap, hey, they have the same issues you have. It's very narrow, like it kind of evens a score between the players, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a really tough course, great track, one of the darlings of the Alamo City Golf Trail. It does. I do think a lot of those holes and the way, depending on the weather, depending on, I guess how the course is, if it's dry, it's going to roll for days, and I do think it does level the playing field. Scott?
I'm going to go sentimental favorite, Riverside, just because that's where CJ and I mean, you're talking about back when we were, teenagers. That's where we used to go and play, especially the par 3. My dad, his grandfather would take us out and we'd play the par 3 and have matches and stuff. So it's just more sentimental. It's not a terribly difficult course, but it just, you get out there and I have good vibes of just that course hasn't changed over the years. I used to love Brack, but then they redid Brack in 96 or whatever. So all those city junior amateurs that I played in, I can't go back and play those holes anymore because those holes are completely different. So it's a toss up. I would say it was Brack until they changed and I'm not saying they're wrong for changing it. It's a good design. I think they returned it more to where it used to be prior to 281 going in, but Riverside, just because that's where I learned to play.
I love Riverside, man. That's just I'm from Corpus Christi, and being from Corpus, before there was obviously there was Pecan, but Pecan was just a little bit higher end course, and then before Mission and before there was the Republic, that's the closest course coming in from Corpus, right? Being right there on 37, so being off of 37. My first memories of golf is going there with my uncle and my dad, and being right there by tea time, and they used to have somebody out there, and they would push me over the fence to go grab some beers for them, and so that was my first real memory of golf, and then obviously seeing the hemisphere, seeing the hemisphere needle right there, and the tower, the Tower of the Americas, and so. Those are some of you have the San Antonio River going through it. Iconic. I mean, just iconic San Antonio. That's an iconic San Antonio course. So great course, guys. So guys, what are you looking forward to the most in partaking in this South Texas match play? Scott?
Yeah, that's pretty simple. So I was able to, the other team I played on, we went to Houston. So I played those courses. I couldn't tell you, it's been, I mean, it was 4 years ago. But the fact of that, I get to experience it with CJ. The fact of that it's a really good team with a bunch of good guys, man. Varying skill levels. We have some really good players that can really play. But yeah, it's just a matter of it starts. You really don't get the feeling that you're part of the team until after that last playoff round, and then you go off into the studio there at BRAC, and you all sit down in a room together, and you realize, okay, we're here, and it means something to us, right? So it's just that feeling of being a part of a team. It means something. There's a sense of pride that we all made it and got up there together. So yeah, just the team camaraderie, man. That's going to be freaking awesome.
CJ.
Yeah, I think probably just the whole experience of, like I said before, the Ryder Cup style match play, us against them. I think that's one thing that I'm really looking forward to, like, because I'm still fairly new. I've only been playing probably competitively like maybe 4 years, so it's just a new experience for me, and I'm excited to go over there and hopefully win. The last time Scott played on the team, they won in Houston, so
Well, man,
hopefully we can do it again.
Well, and that's the theme that I'm hearing from everybody is the camaraderie, being part of a team. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think being part of a team. I'm a coach. That's my profession, and so I'm just like I'm 5'4" on great days, and so I was never a star player at any level. And so being, just like I had my last football game last night with my guys last night, and I always ask them. I said, guys, how good does it feel to be part of a team, part of a family? They're like, Coach, it's the best feeling ever. And I think it's just I'm hearing from all you guys is that y'all are ready. Y'all want to go out there and y'all want to kick some ass, And so
Yeah.
and I like to hear that notion.
I'm the type of person too, to be honest, Andy. Like, I like the competition. Like, playing with better players helps me play better. And I think with the team that we have 10 new. It's their first time playing on the match play team, and I think they're all good players. Like, I mean, out of the high handicappers, I think there's only like 3 or 4 of us, and everybody else is really good. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about watching them, and hopefully me and Scott do well. And just the whole team thing is going to be awesome.
I'm excited for y'all. I'm excited that I'm going to be able to be there and to witness this. I think it's a great opportunity that Travis has given me, and I don't know the type of relationship Scott and CJ that y'all have with Travis, but
yeah.
the only relationship like prior to all the being connected and having him invite me out to play in some events is that it's been through text, and he calls me like like a month ago, and I'm just like, oh shit, this guy Travis is calling me. Like, he never calls me. Like, so I'm like, I'm gonna answer this damn phone. I remember, I think I was on the phone with my wife or my dad or somebody said, hey, I gotta get off. Somebody important's calling me, right? And so, and Travis is talking to me about this great opportunity and that he wants me to be a part of it. And from the media side and covering it and giving some, shedding some light on this badass event that's been going on for a while. And I'm excited. I'm excited for y'all. Like I am. I'm excited for y'all and excited that that I get to witness this and be a part of it, on my side. And so, what do you think are going to be some of the toughest things that y'all are going to have to overcome while out there in Houston?
I would say, I mean, try and not get wrapped up in the caring too much part. It's golf. Just go out and play it. I mean, that's the good news about, the fact that me and you were playing together. Grew up like brothers, right? Since we were young, we know when to push and when not to push, right? And obviously understand that both of us are doing our best at the moment. So that's going to be it's going to be hard. And that's what was so great about our matches. Things went crazy and sideways quick with our match with Jason Sandoval and Brooke Hoensey, and we were able to, without ramping up any more pressure, like, we got to play better, we got to do better. What are we doing, CJ? Why aren't you doing this? Me and CJ don't ever turn on each other as far as on the golf. I mean, it isn't like we have some discussions later on about, we get back to the house and then we have discussions about, why didn't we do this or we should have done that. But it's never any just not placing any blame. Let's just go out and play. So that'll be. I think we're pretty equipped already. But I know that's how it's going to be. It's going to be, we want to do well. Things go bad quickly. Okay, overcoming that.
I think for me, I think it's the not knowing. Even though we're going to get a practice round on Friday, not knowing the course, never playing there. I mean, the good thing is Scott's played there, so he knows. He can kind of tell me. But I think just being in a new course and I think that may be the issue for a few of the guys that it's their first time playing in Houston or whatever. Hopefully we can minimize our bad shots, and I know Scott's going to go out there and do what he always does. So hopefully I can help him in whatever way I can. If I can, hopefully get a few strokes here and there. And, just like we did this past weekend, we play together. Like I said, we play well usually when we play together. So hopefully it's in the same way in Houston.
All right, guys, what are some of the things that somebody in your group can do that can just rattle you or just get under your skin? Because I'm also taking notes, too, for when I play with y'all, and I'm going to use these Jedi mind tricks against you. So I let all the other guys know that I need this stuff, all right? This is the stuff I need to know.
Oh, mine just freaking slow play me, and you're going to piss me off.
Scott has a list. Scott has a list, by the way.
No, it's. I mean, my God, I mean,
he's getting pissed off already. I love it. He's getting pissed off already. I love it, Scott.
It's hard. I mean, everybody's got their routines, and then people add stuff to the routine because now it's competitive golf. So, are you telling me you got to wait till it's your turn to begin looking at a putt? Are you kidding me? Or are you telling me you got to, I'm going to go over, look at my shot, then come back over my bag, pull a club, come over. No, that's not the club I want. Walk back over to their bag, put the club back. I've seen people do like 5 club changes. It's the same distance. Like what was the distance didn't change. The shot didn't really change.
He's getting worked up already, man. He's getting worked up already. I love it, Scott. I love it.
It's Scott can tell you this about me. Like, there's not a whole lot that you can do on the golf course because for me, I'm like, that's one thing about me and Scott. We're opposites when it comes to, he's usually pretty wound up and I'm usually pretty calm and cool. And I think that helps us in the team aspect too, because there's not a lot of things that bother me too bad. So, I can honestly say nothing really, other than people hitting at me when I'm on the green, Scott, you know that story?
Yeah.
But other than people hitting into me and almost hitting me, that's the only thing that'll get me rattled, because everything else, I'm just chill out there.
I think that's the good. We're a nice mixture of like CJ's slow and methodical about everything. I'm like, let's get to the tee, let's hit the freaking ball, let's go. And I know sometimes I need to slow down and take a moment and not be so quick to, especially if things go bad. I'm not saying you need to slow down to a halt, but take a breath. And a lot of it too is we're focused on each other's games where, if I hit a bad shot, then I'm just doing what CJ's doing, and then CJ will come to me and say, what do you think I need to do? And he's more like, hey, bro, just settle down. Hey, bro, chill out. You're going to be okay. You know what I mean? So that's the good mixture between the two.
And I've been a part of some match play. I recently played with the match play tournament for the Golf Fellowship, Austin versus San Antonio. And again, I knew my partners, but and that's a benefit. That's a big plus that y'all have, is that y'all kind of know when to push, when to kind of pull back, when to just stay silent and not say anything, or when, hey, you need to, kind of get somebody off of their, get off your ass, or hey, you know when to push, and that's a great thing. All right, guys, last question here for each of y'all. And I've had people say, people close to them or celebrities. Who are you playing your final round of golf with?
Ooh, Scott.
What's that? No, you broke up there, Andy. What was the question?
Who are you playing your final round of golf with? Your last round of golf on this earth with? Who is out there with you? Are you having a foursome, or is it just you and somebody else? Who are you playing your last round of golf with? Scott.
Yeah, that's a. It's almost. I almost wish it would be CJ, and I'm good with that. If certain people hadn't passed away, it'd definitely be.
It could be anybody. It could be anybody.
Okay, so that's easy. That's easy. So you have my dad, CJ's grandfather, definitely him. And then I had a guy that taught me how to play golf. Just be a nice retired guy. Had played some college golf, but just kind of taught me the basics. So yeah, CJ, me and him would definitely be my final foursome for sure.
CJ.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say the same thing, and I only say that because the man that taught Scott how to play, I didn't really know him that well, but Scott's, every time his name comes up a lot when certain things that Scott's trying to show me, or and I don't even think he was a golf coach, was he, Scott?
Who is it? Who is it, Scott?
No, okay. So it was a guy. This is crazy. So it was a guy named Joe Corney. He played at North Texas with. I want to say it was January. Was one of his teammates. This is back in the 50s. Got married, had to earn a living, and worked at Sears with my dad. And retired. Had Lou Gehrig's disease, so he ceased to be able to even hold a club, and he killed time by meeting me at San Pedro driving range and kind of run me through the basics, right? So, and just a good guy. I mean, CJ hung out with him a little bit, not as much as me, of course, and it wasn't always textbook perfect instruction. He was not a fan of. I tried to read the Ben Hogan's 5 Fundamentals of Golf, and I wanted to freaking shoot myself. How do you even swing the club when your hands are turned this way? And he was more of just like teaching you how to sing naturally. Just your body's going to want to do your things. There's people that hit fades. There's people that hit draws. There's people that, they have the weakness in their game. You try to improve it. So, yeah, just a good dude. I mean, never charged me a dime. I mean, 2 or 3 times a week when I was in high school, he was out there.
And one thing about that story, too, is from what Scott tells me, and I saw this a couple times, there was a lot of banter between him and my grandfather that was pretty hilarious, if Scott knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just a good, yeah. Like I said, the 2 good men that never, I mean, weren't really, they were professionals. They were just, they loved the game, and you find people like that, and, they learned. My dad had the worst swing in the freaking world, but he loved playing the game. Literally left-handed, played a banana slice, like come back at you banana slice. But we went out there and had a good time. So
we always have fun.
Yep.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for your time time tonight. I'd appreciate if you just kind of stay on as I wrap up here, just this segment. I wish y'all nothing but the best, guys. Badass story on how y'all got to play together. Because you know what, Travis knows some things, man. And but you know what, at the same time, I love how he gave y'all the opportunity to to experience the South Texas match play and together and as a team. I wish y'all nothing but the best, guys. And I know y'all are gonna go out there and whoop some ass.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate it, Andy.
I have on today Tim Dehoyos. He's another member of the San Antonio team representing the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour Series here for the South Texas Match Play to be held in Houston, Texas during November 12th through the 13th at Wildcat Golf Course. Now, Tim's going to talk to us today just to give a little bit of insight and what he's looking forward to for the big match play coming up. Hey, thanks for joining us today, Tim. I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, Andy, thanks for having me. Appreciate the time.
Hey, man, let's get right into it. So what led you to the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour?
You know, to be honest with you, this spring, I had a friend of mine tell me about some of the tournaments that were happening there. And it just intrigued me because I've never played in any type of tournament style event. And when I got to the Alamo Trail, it was just a completely different vibe. Very competitive, a lot of guys out there. Super exciting because you're actually playing, a handicap. You're playing stroke play, so it's very competitive. So I loved it. I had a buddy that kind of turned me on to it, and then from there I just started competing every weekend.
Yeah, there you go. I see you rocking that Mizuno hat. So tell me, you got to have some Mizuno fire in the bag. What you got in the bag, dude?
Oh, I do. I got some Mizuno hot metals. I love them. Got them this past year for a gift from my wife, actually. And
oh, she's a keeper. She's a keeper, bro.
She is. I was surprised because they're nice clubs, man. They're so yeah. I was surprised when I got them, and I've been using them, and man, they are phenomenal. Great clubs to swing with.
Oh, same here, dude. I'm rocking some 919 JPXs, dude.
Oh yeah.
Gosh. Hey, there's
Those
nothing.
are sweet. Yeah.
There's nothing like a Mizuno, bro. There's nothing like a Mizuno.
Exactly. Very good club.
All right. So, what keeps you coming back to the trail? I know you mentioned just the competitiveness, but what keeps you coming back to the Alamo City Golf Trail Tour Series? What keeps you coming back?
During the time, Andy, that I've played in some of these events, man, I've met so many great individuals out there. There's been so many cool guys, the camaraderie, the friendship, and just building the relationships. And I mean, not only the competitive side of the event, but I just meet so many new people. And every weekend or every other weekend when there's an event, you can be playing with the new group depending on how you're performing. And it's been great. So I've met a lot of great individuals with a lot of good backgrounds, and it's just been great to bond with those guys.
Now, as I'm hearing from everybody, I'm hearing a lot of the same things, and it's great to hear it, especially, as a hardcore golfer myself, is that golf is just, it's that binder. It brings everybody together. You see so many different diversities. You hear so many people and backgrounds, and it's just like everyone's talking the same thing, talking the same things after a damn round, what holes got them, getting your little payouts, getting those dots, getting that little side action, that little 666, and so it's great to hear that everybody, is having that camaraderie. And man, I'm really psyched for you guys because it seems like everyone's chomping at the bit. Is this your first appearance for the trail?
This is my first appearance. This is my first year joining the trail. This is my first year joining the team. So I'm really excited about it because little did I know there's, I think we had, Travis was telling us 622. I may get that off. I may be off on that, but 622 golfers that were out there and that are trying to compete to get on this team and to do well, and to be out here year one and to make it year one it was extremely exciting. It was difficult, but it was exciting and it was awesome to accomplish.
So as you play in this trail series, what is your handicap, or what do you think you're really like? Or I guess, what do you see yourself as? And then what does Travis have you down as?
Yeah. So Travis has me down at a 9 handicap. It just depends, right, on the weather and the course. Sometimes I can get below that and shoot really well. And then sometimes, if it's just a more difficult course and can struggle a little bit, but I've been averaging right at a 9 handicap. And that's with our most recent tournaments that got us in the playoffs. So that keep in mind, that's you're playing from the tees, you're playing in different flights. It's competitive. So it's a lot of good action there, but still working on my game. The goal is to obviously get down as low as I can, trying to improve every day. So I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
Now, what's your favorite course in the Alamo City Golf Trail?
Oh man, it's got to be Brack. I love Brack. I won the playoff there to get on the team. It's just so historical, man. It's so beautiful. It's a lot of tradition there. It's just very well kept. The crew out there and the team that keep it going do a really good job. So I love it. Now, I haven't played it almost yet. I know they're renovating the almost course, so I'm excited to get out there as soon as I can here in November. But super excited to get out there.
Oh yeah, man! I think everyone's chopping at the bit. I work right around the corner from it, and so I see it every day. And I'm chopping at the bit. It looks gorgeous, man. And I'm talking to the marketing director, Ruben Carabeo, and I'm like, Ruben, what do I have to do to be part of that group? He goes, you got to be on the board. And I was like, well, how do I get on? How do I get on that?
How do you get on the board? Yeah, it's exciting, man. I think they're doing a raffle for the first few golfers that can get out there, so it's pretty awesome. So hopefully we can get out there soon.
Oh yeah, man! It looks flush. Now, what are some of the things that you're really looking forward to as being part of the team, and looking forward to as you get to Wildcat Golf Course?
Yeah, so I've never played at Wildcat. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm gonna get out there early and maybe play a round or two. The thing that I'm looking at, I'm so excited, right? We got matching unis. We have our team. Everyone's in sync with our golf bags. We're having these practice rounds and team meetings. So super excited to just kind of build on that with the team. And, I'm partnering up with a great individual. His name's Dustin. Great handicap. It's exciting just to kind of continue to build off that. And then we play our singles match, and then we'll see how that goes. But definitely looking to help San Antonio to come back with the title. That's the goal.
It is, and that's what I hear, the same things. Man, y'all got some sweet gear, man. Travis, I mean, y'all are going to be looking like clones of Travis, really. So it's like he took stuff out of his closet just for y'all, and so it looks sweet, man.
It does. It's pretty nice gear. He did a good job.
Now, what do you think are going to be some of the biggest obstacles or hurdles that you personally are going to have to overcome there at the South Texas Matchplay?
Well, I'm hoping that there's a little water on the course, but I'm hoping that the weather's in good condition. You never know what kind of weather you're going to get out there. If it's windy like it was yesterday, that changes a lot of the game. I'm hoping that we have great weather. It's a great weekend. It'll be mid-November. Could be a little bit colder than usual than playing out here in the spring or in the summer. What we're used to playing in. But I'm anticipating colder weather and some more wind. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But we'll see what we get. And then of course the course is new to me, so I haven't seen it or played it yet. I'm going to play it, a day or two before we start getting ready, but do a practice round. But that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Now, as you go into these rounds and these competitive rounds, because it seems like these past year or two that you've really kicked up the competitiveness, with your golf game. What are some of the things that maybe somebody in your playing group can do that rattle you and get under your skin, or just kind of get you off your game?
Yeah, as I mentioned, right, we play. I've been fortunate to play with different groups every other weekend as these tournaments have evolved. And you pick up little things here and there from everyone, whether it's off the tee box, their short game, their putting. I would say the one thing that it probably irks everyone. I mean, you hit a solid fairway shot, you hit a great approach shot, you're on the green, you got a good, chance at birdie, 8-10 feet away, and you lip it out or you miss the hole, and the guy that's right beside you knocks it in, and it just kind of makes you think, you practice enough on the putting green, and that's probably the thing that kind of gets me going, is like, oh God, I'm in a great spot and this guy just knocked in his birdie and we had the same distance, and it just kind of gets under your skin a little bit, but you just go to the next hole, you got to shake it off.
I'm taking all these notes for when I do play with y'all guys. I'm like, man, I know the things to really, get y'all. That's why I really asked that. That's why I really asked that question.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah,
last question here, brother. Who are you playing your final round of golf with?
My final round of golf with before the tournament, or just in general?
In
general.
In the game of life, man. Who are you playing?
In the game of life, I'm going to play with I'm going to play with my son, Julian. He's been phenomenal, man. He's been there every practice round with me. He goes and does a lot of just regular rounds with me. He's a great athlete. He's getting into the game a lot more, and I'm going to have him with me in Houston, and hopefully he can help me with the, caddying. He can kind of be with me in the car or just kind of walk the course with me and then help me out. But yeah, it's going to be my son, Julian, who's definitely my sidekick, and he's a great supporter. Great question.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, I'm looking forward to being out there and being part of it, man. And hey, dude, go out there and kick some ass, brother.
Thank you, man. We'll be doing it for you guys. Andy, thanks for the support, brother. Good seeing you again.
And nice to see you too, brother. All right, man. Hey, you have a good day, brother. All right.
You take care, brother.
Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please visit my website, www.NothingisOB.com. You can hit me up on different forms of social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. NothingisOB is my handle. Also, please check out my YouTube channel, NothingisOB, South Texas Golf Podcast. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. Please click the subscribe button. You can leave a comment, rate, and review. It's how it helps me grow the podcast. I truly thank you for all your support. Remember, in the game of life, nothing is OB.